Well, good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. When we think about faith, we often think of faith purely in a religious context. But in fact, in order to live, we all have to have some form of faith, some form of trust. Every time you come to the start of a new day, you and I both trust that the sun will rise. We trust that the water in the tap is clean. We trust that as we drive to work that the people who are on the road with us are going to obey the rules of the road in ways that keep us safe. If you catch a plane, then you are trusting a whole system of technology and people's abilities to get you where you're going. And if you don't have this kind of trust, people would probably regard you as being paranoid. You see, it is our values and our beliefs, the things we put our faith in, that shapes our lives minute by minute by minute. Many people have very little faith in themselves. Often they're unable to see their own worth. And what people need desperately today is for someone to trust the process of the movement of God within them. If they can have just one person who believes in their inherent worth the way God does, they will begin to trust themselves and to trust their experiences. Faith is not a sentimental assurance that it will all turn out fine, but rather it is to trust that the mysteries which shroud us have meaning. Faith does not have a specific object or a specific goal. It is to trust that we do not know. And yet, in not knowing, there is peace. Our faith is not based on any particular talent or achievement that we might possess. Faith is trust in a way of thinking and living, and often is not acceptable to others. There may be no rational reason for our faith, no obvious intelligence around our faith, and no clear sign of prudence. In faith, one leaps. You don't go about studying various options. You take a leap of faith. Faith is not willpower mixed with information. Faith arises out of a concoction of desires, intuitions, habits, and influences, and a generosity of spirit. The heart of faith is a leap. There are no sequential steps. There is no secure path to a prepared goal. And so often, faith looks like folly. Faith is not hiding from reality. It is confronting it so boldly and cleanly that the anxiety that we normally associate with the future bursts into a calm surrender. Faith is not a calm assurance, but rather a courageous engagement with the reality of life. As parents, we have a lot of anxiety around our children, but we have to trust that our children will make it. We have to trust that our own neuroses will not cripple our lives and cripple our ability to parent. We have to trust our own judgments. We have to have faith in others. For to not have faith in our children or in our family at large significantly weakens them. Faith in others gives them faith in themselves, gives them faith in life. And this ordinary faith is what we need in order to come to spiritual faith. Because if our faith is not grounded in personal trust, it unsettles the soul. When faith is hollow, then people insist on their beliefs too strongly and force them on others. Trust is essential to life, a trust that has been hammered out through life experience. If that kind of trust is lacking, then problems will begin to appear. Paranoia and cynicism being two of them. Without faith, we can become neurotic. We can become psychotic. Paranoia is when we have no religious insight into good or evil. We assume that certain people are evil simply because they're not like us, and because it's too difficult to try to understand them, so we write them off as evil. Yet we believe that we are all good, and our tribe is all good. Our way of seeing the world is all good. And so we externalize evil. We identify with victimized goodness. And this approach can urge a person towards grandiose virtue or grandiose self-righteousness. We see paranoia in religion, where evil is externalized to others, to other races, to other nations, to other religions, to other political beliefs. This type of paranoia spreads easily and quickly, and it creates a climate of fear. And in that climate of fear, reason will not penetrate this type of paranoia. Many of us are paranoid about ourselves. We're so judgmental of ourselves that we are unable to offer acceptance to others. Deep faith is in fact paranoia turned inside out. Deep faith is open, not closed. It allows us to trust ourselves and to trust others. Religion tells us to forgive. For without forgiveness, we cannot have faith. If we are paranoid, we cannot forgive. And if we cannot forgive, we are probably paranoid. Faith is a strong trust in self, a strong trust in life, a strong trust in God, in the face of everything that runs contrary to good reason. Faith is more about love than knowledge. It is an intuition. Faith is the power of the soul. So today, consider your faith and talk to God about the way in which your faith might need to grow.